Good morning. It's introduction part three. Just very briefly speaking about what I will be mainly discussing or teaching on this channel is just going to be the basic concept of life. I believe that the language of the universe is mathematics. I'm going to be teaching the frequency of that. What you see on the screen is what I'll mostly be talking about is the three patterns of life, as you see. When you add and multiply the numbers, these three distinct patterns are noticed. So I have a video out there on that. I will be having other videos on this concept. If you add and multiply what you are manifesting, you would understand this cycles of life or patterns of life as such. Now 3, 6, and 9 are the cycles of life, and they have a very distinct pattern. I will discuss that on another video as well. But just give a basic overview. I am not going to be talking about anything political. I'm not going to be talking about what's going on in man's world. I'm strictly here talking about the one, the significance of the one. For all numbers come from the one. And there's only two numbers, universally speaking, and that is 0 and 1. 0 is an actual number, and it represents change. And the 1 is the pronounced one. You know, it is the reason why, people say there is one God. There's a reason why you hear people say things happen in 3. Those are the cycles of life. 3, 6, and 9 are the keys to it all. They always maintain their position, etc., etc. So if you watched the introduction, part 1, part 2, I have mentioned briefly what I have just mentioned in the first, 3 or 4 minutes of this video. But I want to be clear. I would not be talking about what's going on in this world in the sense of, what's happening politically. If there's a particular war going on, or if there's some, human rights violations and stuff that is happening, we all should be aware of that if we have, passion in our hearts and we want to make change. I'm not here to overthrow a government. I'm not here to get involved in any of the political arenas of this. I'm strictly teaching the language of life. So no matter what party you are affiliated with, what religion you are affiliated with, whatever your beliefs or concepts is, I'm only teaching mathematics. And I'm teaching it in a simple principle of addition and multiplication. That's what I'm teaching about it now. That would be the base of what I'll be introducing to it, because I feel that, to be fruitful and multiply is something that we need to focus on. That the first thing you do is add. And if you need to travel, then you multiply. If you need to get to one step to the next step at a faster rate, then you just speed up the addition. And that's what multiplication is. So to be fruitful and multiply, that comes from a statement in the King James Version of the Bible. It comes in an ancient ideology as well. So I'm not saying that the first time that was ever uttered or thought about was in the King James Version. What I'm saying is just an original concept. I will reference religious texts due to the fact that we are talking about the one, and we're talking about the universal language of mathematics. And I'm going to be showing you why God, for lack of a better word, is one. You know, the original is one. Because all numbers have the one in it. And there is no number like one. So I will be, teaching and showing you the math with that and the patterns of that. And there are codes that goes along with these patterns and so forth. And if you work the math, if I mention there is a particular assignment with what I'm showing, and if you study that, there is no timetable I'm putting on anybody to learn or to become aware of the message, the understanding, but etc. But if you start working the math and you see these patterns, there are many other patterns, formulas that you can put up there that you're going to eventually see a pattern on how the math works, because you can understand how things stay in a sequence. Now, I believe, well, I shouldn't say that I believe, I am aware of what frequency is and how it connects and moves everything. So everything in life has a frequency. You have a heartbeat. As human beings, we have a heartbeat. Some people think that your consciousness is within your brain, or your thoughts come from the brain. And I want you to understand this. The pureness of your heart is where your thought starts. Your true thought comes from the heart. What really resonates with you, and when you speak from the heart, then you are dealing with the one. You're dealing with the one. So you look at your consciousness and what is feeding the brain. If you look at the matter, the heart is what feeds us all. The bloodline, what's in the blood. What is the true frequency that is coming from you? It starts in the heart. The heart is the key. If you have a pure and a caring heart, your thoughts are going to manifest that. So if you really want to read a person, read their heart. Read their actions. Observe them. You can find a very sincere person have a bad day, and you can say, oh, well, hey, that's just the way they are. But we all need grace. We all can do bad things. We all can stumble. But if you have the time or the opportunity to make that change, to change that aspect of yourself, then why not? Why not do that? If you notice that your actions are causing harm to others or making people uncomfortable, unpleasant, then you should seek to change that. So the harmony in mathematics, the harmony in the pillars of truth is I'm attempting to show you how it works, how the mathematic works, and to uplift your heart, to uplift your soul, to have to understand how the original thoughts start, and it starts with the one. So if we stay in a submissive state, if you stay in that submissive state and just go through your journey seeking to learn these principles of love, then what is it that you have to fear? We understand difficulty is ordained because through difficulty makes you strive harder. Not saying that this is an easy journey. It is not. But we cannot change the world if we cannot change ourselves. And the more that we give each other without holding anything back, that will bring true change. So I'm not trying to share this understanding with you, because sharing is a bad word in my opinion to use when you are trying to give somebody something, or you trying to uplift people's awareness. So I'm in a giving state. So I'm giving it to you. I'm giving you the understanding. I'm showing you mathematically what these patterns are. As you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is one pattern. But how did that even become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? You know, has anybody ever shown you that? 483-726-159, 753-186-429. If you add and multiply what is manifest, you will get these patterns. It's just not something that I created, but if you work the math, you will see these patterns come up over and over again, and they will repeat themselves. No matter what number you start with, if you continue, once you see the patterns start coming out, like the first number when you start studying, you may come up with the number 7. And then after 7, you may hit 2. Then you may hit 6. Then you may hit 5. Then you may hit 9. You keep going, then you're going to see 4. You're going to hit 8. You're going to see 3. Then you're going to see 7 again, etc., etc. No matter what, you're going to see the pattern. But the way I'm going to teach you, if you start from the original thought, in other words, if you start with the number 2 and work the pattern of 2, you start with the number 4, work the pattern of 4. You start with the number 5, work the pattern of 5. Start with the number 7, start with the pattern of 7. Start with the number 8, you work the pattern of 8. You will see that pattern, what it is, and you will always see these distinct 3 patterns. Now 3, 6, and 9, no matter what you do with that, it's going to come back 9, because those are the complete cycles of life. And when you understand how the 3, 6, and 9 works, and I always maintain that position, that keeps you within that boundary. It works sort of like a gravity. It keeps you in the sequence of your journey. You know, it keeps you flowing, and it makes your song, and makes your melody. 3, 6, and 9 is how we get this vibration of life. It's how we get the frequency of life. It's how we heal. It's how we grow. It's how we understand. Now, if you like the world you live in, if you love the world you live in, and everything is just so super and dandy, but if you're not in the position to offer the same, for your fellow man, for your fellow woman, or mankind, then if it's not good for everyone, what's the point? I mean, how can we be satisfied with that if we know somebody is without? Because in mathematics, you have freedom, you have justice, and you have equality. And that's the principle of life. Freedom, justice, and equality. See, all numbers are equal because they all have the one in it. There's no number that is greater than the next number. Because when you break it all down, you're only dealing with one. That's it. So you say 28, that's 28 ones. You understand? If you say I got 28, somebody else got 63. They say, okay, well they have a greater quantity. Of what? No, greater in what aspect? In mathematics, universally speaking, there's nothing greater than the one, because it's the only one that truly exists. All you saying is I got 63 ones. And you draw out all them 63 ones, you throw out them 28 ones, show me which one is greater. There is no individuality in the universe. There's only one. We cannot be individuals because we are from the one. He is the only one. We start with the number 2. We are us. We can't be one. We can't even be individuals. There's nothing that you do. You could be unique, but nothing in this universe individually exists besides the one. There is no number like him. One is the only number that can times itself and remain itself. 1 times 1 equals 1. And you cannot multiply 1 and gain. You can't multiply or bring 1 into existence on your own. So if you 3 and you times yourself by 1, you're going to remain 3. I don't care what number you are. If you times it by 1, you will remain that. Because the 1, you got to greet the 1 as you are. But us, can multiply because he gives us that will. So you can multiply anything by 2, 3, 4, 5, and etc., etc. But 1, there is none like him. And that's true mathematics. That's true mathematics. Leave the 1 as it is. It is the only one like it. So no matter how many numbers you see or how you break it down into your sets and et cetera, whatever mathematics that you're working with, pay attention to the 1. Because I'm going to show you how the 1 works, universally speaking. Now, I've been studying this mathematics since, I say, 1979? So I have been in this understanding for a while. I will show you how the math works, but you're going to have to work things on your own to truly get an understanding. You have to live and let the language and let the mathematical language, guide you. Otherwise, you may see it, but the only way you're going to get something from it if you, bring it into your life. Let the frequency flow. See, frequency is true healing. It puts everything in its proper place. The only reason why we have shapes, the only reason why you have symbols, that comes from frequency and vibration. There are certain vibrations that you can actually just focus on, and it will create a pattern for you, or it will create a symbol, and it will create a mathematical symbol. It will create a geometry if you allow it the frequency to flow. So when you need to heal yourself, and if you are feeling sick, and if you understand how to work the frequency, you can realign your body and reasync your body, because your body is made to heal itself. Frequency is very important. Sound is very important. That's true communication. True communication. The only way we think that we can communicate with each other is through writing, or through our little cell phones, or et cetera, et cetera. But do we ever think that we are putting our voice up to the contraption that is in our hand, and we speak, and we can hear each other on a contraption? But do we really need that to communicate? Out of all this biological, and how we are unlimited in our thought and our heartbeats and our frequencies and so forth, and we are dependent on a device to reach one another, it just shows how we are just out of step with true frequency, because we are already connected to one another. There is no reason why we cannot communicate if we just quiet the noise. Our feet should touch the ground, but a lot of times we have on shoes, etc., etc. We are so out of sync with the natural rhythm of our planet. Our planet has grids, it's full of positive energy, and we need to put the sole of our feet on our ground and reconnect with the frequency that is going on there. Realign our body. We are so far away from the natural understanding of life. The way we eat is just pathetic. The way we eat, it is frightening the way we feed ourselves. We don't eat on nutrition. We eat for taste. We still acting like babies. When you put it to our mouth and it tastes good, that's good, I'm gonna eat it. Really? I mean, look how we process our food. It's frightening. And we wonder why we have all of these issues in our society. I am not going to waste a whole lot of time on that. There are people out there who are in a holistic lifestyle. There's a whole lot of information out there for you to actually seek that. I can just say this: as long as your heart is beating, you have an opportunity to heal. Death is something that is a passing, okay? But life continues. And see, I don't show myself on camera often. You're not going to see me on camera often, because I want you to see the math, what truly continues. And when you align your heart with the mathematics, there is no death in mathematics. There is only absolute. And it will continue. So my frequency alone will continue. But this manner that gives me, arms, legs, liver, kidneys, what we have named these organs and so forth. Even when we name heart and all this, It's all the one. Life belongs to the one. Thought belongs to the one. So wherever the one is, that's where I will be. Wherever the one wants me to be, I will be. So if I'm no longer in this expression, I'm going to be wherever the one wants me to be. Period. So when my journey ends in this manifestation, it's just another expression where the one wants me to be, and I will be with the one. That's mathematics. That's my journey. All life, all frequency is from the one, the original thought, the original concept. All that is around you is life. Stop looking at the things that are going on around you and give up your language and you start naming things. Oh, that's this and that's that and that's that. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. The only thing that is going on around you is life. The only thing that's taking place is life. No life is greater than than the other life. All life has a role. Period. It's life. It's sustaining life. This sense of survival and what you have to do to survive, planning, we can live in much more harmony if we just have a respect of life. The beauty, what we think as beautiful, what we think as, something that is important. What's more important in life? Some of us spend a whole lot of time trying to make money, trying to do this, and what's more important in life? How much of your day is spent on learning about life? Or are you trying to do your job so you can feed your family? What is stopping you from feeding your family? Why do you need a job? To feed your family. Why do you need that? I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I'm not going to even get into, but you think about that. Why is the whole world caught up in these ideologies that have nothing to do with life? For those of you who are in religion and want to do good and practice your religion and have faith in your religion, why does your religion have charity? Show me charity in mathematics. Why you got to give money? Why you need money? Can you plan it? I mean, can you eat it? If you are in a room full of billions for a year, and if you are in a room with water, fruit, and vegetables within a year, who survives? If we are in the nature of giving, which all math does is give, adding is giving, and if we are in the nature of giving, why do some have more than others? So I'm not going to even get into this world because it's pointless. You just call, those who teach the truth dreamers or naive or whatever. Okay. But on this channel, all I'm going to do is talk about the truth. You decide in your life, the aspect of the importance of it, the gift of life. What's more valuable than that? The love of life. Joining the one. So I would teach about the one. I would teach about the mathematics and the upliftment of the consciousness begins in the upliftment of your heart. Because I'm talking frequency. And I'm bringing the truth, the mathematics to you. And I'm giving you the code. Watch it.